Ready to go?
We are good.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. Brian's not here tonight, so you get me leading the meeting. I'll call the meeting to order, and the first agenda item will be the roll call of who's present.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Parkmore?
Here.
Mr. Ramsdell?
Here.
Mr. Steineman?
Here.
See him. Ms. Whiteful?
Here.
Mr. Daly?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Ms. Newell?
Here.
Mr. Volz?
Here.
And that's everyone?
That's everyone.
Okay. Then we'll take a look at the minutes from the last meeting, February 16, of which I was snowed in, was not able to attend, but looking for input on the meetings or a motion to accept those.
So moved. I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Discussion about it, minutes, hearing none. All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, same. Minutes are accepted. Current business, turning it over to Greg.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to share my screen real quick just so you can see the presentation. Hope it goes better than last month. All right, you should be able to see the screen. So first up, we have the artist grant. It is out, and I just want to make sure that we let people know that it is available. We all know that it is limited to $10,000 this year. That could be individual grants, or it could be maybe if someone applies for a large grant, and the Arts and Culture Commission agrees, it could all go towards one application. If a person is interested, it is at cityofsandusky.com/public art, and there is a area on the webpage that they can get that grant application. Do want to talk if there's anything that we do look to post this maybe on social media to get the word out there. I know it's already been shared with a few folks via various social media posts, but just with the limited amount of money available, I don't know how far and wide we should push this. So I'm looking towards the commission to get your feedback and what you're hearing, and if you think it's best just to be pushed out through all of you, or if you think the city should share something on our social media. So with that, I'll turn it back to the committee.
Any input from the group?
I did have talk with some individuals that were wondering about it being, is it for organizations a grant, or can a grant go to individuals to do work? And of course, they sent me the application and review it. And I set them straight, but I'm wondering if that's a bigger issue with people being shy about applying, because they think that that something like that should go to that maybe somebody who has better organizational skills, such as an endowment fund, or it's going to place something there. And it's slightly intimidating for the individual that may have the talent and or resources to do it, but they don't know how to apply.
Greg?
Sure. So we do accept if an individual artist wants to apply, by all means, they can contact me via my email or phone number, 419-627-5973.
Okay.
And I can more than happy set up a time to walk through the application with them. I know it's intimidating. We kind of discussed it last month. It's just kind of all the wording in there is just to make sure that we get a project that is completed and finished and appropriate for city property. So there's a lot of legalese in there, but by no means do we want people to be afraid of that. It's meant to be for both artists and organizations to do public art.
Right. I explained it to them, and that you should be hearing from them, but hopefully you will. But I know after hearing your input, I got that feeling of they're kind of gun shy on like, am I even able to try? And
Oh yeah,
of course, jump in there. I gave them the grant application and the numbers to reach your Greg. So I'm hoping they actually apply. Have we had any applications or?
we have not had any yet, but we've been reached out by 2 people just to get the information, and I reiterated the fact that I will be more than happy to set up a one-on-one time to discuss further with anybody that's interested.
Okay, so this is an update, not a vote.
Correct. Yep. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
could I ask what's everyone's take on like sharing this on social media? Do you think it's worth doing, or do you think we'd be like sharing something and then like you have 10 people apply and like you have basically are only able to fund 2 or 3 of the projects, and you get a bunch of people that are kind of mad that they weren't able to do theirs?
Well, shy of, I'll offer my input first, but shy of selecting people to give grants to, which I don't think is what we're looking to do, that's going to happen. I don't think that's avoidable. Other people?
I would say you could stagger that process a little bit. Go with, wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then see what kind. If you've got at least 2 or 3 applicants, if not, then share it, because we have technically the call for artists is the 1st, and then the application deadline. And if you don't have at least a few by May 1st, I would say distribute it wider.
Well, so I'm getting the feeling that we should kind of keep it low key, at least for the first round here. Is
Sure.
that what I'm hearing?
I agree with that too.
Sounds
I
good.
think staggering it would be, because like Adam said, kind of see how many you have before we, get to the point, like what Greg was talking, where we disappoint everybody if we can't do everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just regroup in a month and see where we are.
And I know we discussed, there might be a project that the students want to and they haven't had a chance because of other schoolwork they've been up to. So, and it's still been out there for a relatively short period of time. So, approach.
Well, I think we can move forward with the agenda then. Back to Greg with the City Hall Gallery.
Right. So in your should have received the RFP or call for artists. As discussed in previous meetings, the theme is change or metamorphosis, but I left it relatively vague beyond that. For the dimension requirements to reflect what was discussed at last month's meeting. I am requesting that the Public Arts and Culture Commission approve the RFP so that it can be released and we can begin to accept submittals with the condition that whatever needs to be corrected today's meeting will be corrected, and we make it look a little nicer as well. So that's all I have for that.
Okay. One of my thoughts, I'll start off again, is limiting this to Sandusky/Erie County, I think is going to be extremely limiting. I'm not sure if we want to kind of regroup again on this to see where we're at in a month. But beyond that, I was wondering, Greg, and this was something I just thought of off the cuff right before I dialed in, is I guess as we've talked before, even 2 years ago, I would be in favor of purchasing art for the city building. Is there a way we could roll the grant process and this art gallery thing together and maybe try to find things that the city will have permanently?
Well, we approved the work plan for the year, so that would involve a change to the work plan through city commission, but the city is not looking to purchase artwork for City Hall at this time. That's my input from that.
Other voices?
I noticed, I think it was last weekend or the weekend prior, did we get a visit from the mayor of Lorraine?
Yes, we did.
Why would we not pursue potentially to have an exchange with other cities who may be undergoing change such as ours? Because do they have programs like we're looking at, and potentially have artists that would have art that would be able to come to us, and then art from here go to there? Maybe.
Well, once again, this is, we passed a public art work plan, and this would be a different project than what was passed. We'll talk about that next year in the next work plan, but
It doesn't fit in the scope. It's already approved.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I gotta get back in that mindset, sorry.
So the work plan is not amendable.
it would go back to city commission and we'd have to stop this process.
Yeah, start it over again.
Well, I have serious doubts about this project for the City Hall Art Gallery as drafted, but I think we should perhaps proceed with it to see where we're at in a month. Are we looking for a vote on anything? Greg?
Yes, we would need a approval from this commission to release the call for artists.
I mean, I think expanding the at least the radius to surrounding communities is realistic as well. I mean, there's still plenty of people that have ties to the region and have a similar kind of viewpoint or whatever it may be. I don't want to have to hamstring it, and not to mention if we get to the point where we're selecting it, that could be one of part of the criteria anyways, is the regional.
It's noted in the document that we would give favor to a local.
Yeah.
government.
But at the same time, we shouldn't limit ourselves to who's out there.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, we can change it to just have a preference for Sandusky and accept work submittals from all over, but have a preference for artworks from Erie County and Sandusky.
I think that would be advisable. Other thoughts?
Sounds good to me.
I agree. I think that sounds good.
Do we have consensus enough to make a motion to accept the slightly amended draft for the call for artists for the City Hall Art Gallery program?
We need a motion?
Correct.
I think we're looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Okay, got a motion and a second on adapting the revised draft of the call for artists for the City Hall Gallery program to include a broader geographic scope and to favor residents of Sandusky and Erie County.
Thank you.
Other discussion on this? Hearing none. All in favor, or we'll do a roll call vote, I guess. So Mackenzie?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Parkmore? Mr. Parkman did.
He's muted. Nay.
Mr. Ramsdale?
Yes.
Mr. Steineman?
Yes.
Ms. Weichel? Ms.
Yeah,
Whiteley,
yes, yeah, sorry.
Mr. Daly,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. Newell,
Yes.
Mr. Volz.
Yes.
So, I guess it's been accepted then as amended. No other discussion on that, Craig? Or we need to do the selection committee?
Correct, yeah. I'll switch to that real quick. Share my screen one more time. So the selection committee, we had a recommendation from Mr. Samley, even though he could not be here. But he recommended that we choose 3 to 5 members from this commission. Ideally not the same as on the Lang Trust Committee, plus an additional city staff member to make up the jury and present recommendations to the full Public Arts and Culture Commission for the final vote to approve. But that was his recommendation, and if there's any other recommendations, we'll be able to have that discussion now, but that's kind of a standard format for this type of process, and but it seems to make sense. So, back to you.
I think it's a sensible recommendation. I did not serve on the Lang selection committee. I'd be happy to serve on this. Other volunteers?
I would.
I would like to.
And Mackenzie, you can see those people, right?
Was so
If there's more opening, I would also.
was the third one, Michelle? Was that?
Yes.
the third? Okay.
So how many do we have?
Martha, you said you would like to serve.
I would.
That's 4 members, plus Greg, so 5 so far.
I would.
I have listed Cable, Sean, Michelle, Martha, and Greg as of now.
And
I volunteer.
Sean, I have you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
And Mr. Chairman, I'm interchangeable, so I might designate someone just to get me removed from one of these projects for a little bit of time.
Okay, that seems reasonable as well. So I think we have a group together, or at least a tentative one.
I don't know if this requires a vote, but maybe just a voice vote to create this subcommittee of the Public Arts and Culture Commission.
Okay, I'll move that to accept the group as presented here. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. Other discussion about this subcommittee moving forward? Hearing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
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 Sounds like that passed. Moving on, Greg, right?
I believe it's just old business, so
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Do we have any old business?
at this time, I don't have any old business.
Others, old business. Hearing none, we'll move on to new business.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have any new business at this time. I'm kind of just excited that we're starting to progress. It was about this time last year when we were about to release the City Hall RFP last year, so it's exciting to be back here, and hopefully work order doesn't be put in place again.
Gotcha. No, I want to thank everybody for their patience and determination to get everything done, so thank you all. Hearing no old business or new business, I say we're adjourned.
Thank you all.
Thank you.